My name is Ben Pinkleman, and you're watching Rugby Wrap-Up.
Coming up next on Rugby Wrap-Up, the Las Vegas Sevens and USA Rugby's historic triumph.
Rugby Wrap-Up brought to you in part by Irish Rugby Tours, the Rugby Tours people. A balanced palate, nutrition for peak performance. And the Pig and Whistle on West 36th Street, the world's best rugby pub. Everybody, welcome back to Rugby Wrap-Up. Matt McCarthy and Steve Lewis at the Fantasy Sports Network, Studio 34 in Midtown Manhattan. Steve, we are just a couple of blocks from the bright lights of Times Square, and you, sir, are just back from what seemed to be a month in Las Vegas, the bright lights of Vegas.
Certainly feeling that way right now. I arrived at 7 a.m. this morning, having 6-7 days out there, coaching a little bit with Northeast Academy, and doing a little Rugby Wrap-Up stuff, some other media stuff, and supporting the Eagles.
What's more difficult, being a coach out in Vegas or being an on-camera celeb in Vegas?
Being a coach.
Okay, all right.
Quite happy wandering around with a microphone and a camera.
Pretty good, right?
It works.
Yeah. Did you have film in the camera?
Actually, yes, but in future, who needs it?
Okay, yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can. It's amazing the way places you can go. Speaking of places that you can go, how about the places where Team USA have gone now?
Right. So here we are, fifth tournament, and this is USA Sevens Annus Mirabilis, right? The miraculous year. This is the best it has ever been. If you are an Eagles Sevens fan, so we are now ranked alone at the top, number one in the world at sevens. That's one finger, and that one finger is for Kurt Baker.
That's right. Yeah, you could peel back three of those fingers, Kurt, and just look at that one finger, and you can guess which one we're talking about.
Yeah, and obviously Carlin getting a hat trick against New Zealand doesn't hurt either. But anyway, back to the point. So this was a tournament. US had been in 4 consecutive finals, hadn't quite won the gold, finished second. Could they crack it at home? Looked dodgy on Friday night. They coughed up a game against Argentina they should have won, but they rebounded magnificently in the cup rounds. They put away Springboks and put them away.
Yeah.
They went behind early against New Zealand and then put them away. And to a great extent, the final was a bit of a canter against Samoa. So this is unbelievable for our squad, our team to be there. So again, coaching kudos to Mr. Friday, Mr. Greening, etc., but also to the players. They played this tournament without Perry. Then Danny Barrett also picked up rookie's arm. And they kept playing. Madison was huge. Ben Pinkelman was huge. But actually, my player of the tournament for the Eagles is an underrated guy, in my opinion, Martin Iosefo.
Yeah.
He was superb this weekend.
Unbelievable.
Superb.
Hi there, here we are with Madison Hughes, captain of the US Eagles, successful in the semi-final against the All Blacks. How good does that feel?
I mean, it feels really good. We've had a number of run-ins with them in the last few tournaments, and to win here on home soil feels pretty sweet.
Yeah, tricky start to the game, conceding one early. It wasn't looking great, but you guys bounced back. What do you attribute that to these days?
I mean, I think we just believe in each other, and we know that we can score tries really quickly. So if they score at the beginning, we just got to stay calm, keep our composure. We say everything we do. If it goes well, we come together. If it goes badly, we come together. We just stick together no matter what. And I think the boys really showed that there.
Best of luck, pal.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
You just said Madison Hughes. It could be Madison Huge, right? The way he came up, as you said. Big performances from him. Because he was without his bullets of Barrett and Perry Baker, as you said. 2-time World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year, Perry Baker, mind you. Was this Friday's best coaching job?
It's got to be close now, right? I mean, the consistency is there. It's 5 tournaments, and
the depth is there.
I disagree with that.
Well, I mean, you're without Baker and you're without Barrett in the final.
I'm still a little concerned about depth going forward. But what they've done, coach, you can coach what's in front of you, right? So with that group of players, they've done a fantastic job. The results speak for themselves. They're top of the tree. Everyone's happy. Everyone's delighted.
Yeah.
There's no issues. They got 5 more tournaments. The key thing is now the separation. So they've got a little bit of separation between them and 5th place, about 21 points in the series. Again, why is this important? Olympic qualification year, got to finish in the top 4. And they're now well set. They can now potentially have a meltdown tournament, but obviously we don't want that. But they've given themselves a wee bit of insurance with this win. And to win at home is key. To win Vegas twice in a row is key, probably the last Vegas. So in many regards, this was a wonderful weekend for American Sevens.
Also, hats off to Ben Pinkelman, who had a great tournament.
And so just to build upon that, we're ranked number 1 in sevens in men's. We're ranked number 2 in women's sevens.
Yeah.
These are heady times.
Yeah, this is great. And in that final with Samoa, right, you got to tip your cap to Sir Gordon Tetchens, for turning that team, getting that team into a final. So you had a Tier 2 nation in Team USA and arguably a Tier 2 nation in Samoa with their resources in the final. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, but I don't think the tier designations are really translate to the sevens. I know what you're saying in terms of how you're funded. Yeah, but I mean, US have performed. They're Tier 1 nation sevens. Samoa have historically always been able to perform. They've had a couple of fallow years. Yeah. This is probably their best performance.
They've done well in Vegas and historically.
Yeah, historically, and they did well this year. Yeah. So that's the beauty of sevens, and it's the beauty of 10 stops. Every dog has its day, and teams come through one tournament, they get a bit of confidence, a bit of momentum. And Samoa had a great weekend as well in Nevada.
And the interesting thing was Carlin having the little bit of a whatever you want to call it, handbags at dawn with Kurt Baker, and then New Zealand going down to USA with Carlin scoring a hat trick. He gets the Rugby Wrap-Up bump for being on the show.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah, we're taking
all players should know that by now.
Right. If you come on the show, winner like Tolkien was on the show, he's going to win. Final thoughts on Vegas.
Best weekend in American rugby. So good to see so many people, different levels, players, coaches, fans enjoying themselves, celebrating an American win. It's just a crying shame it has to end, and I should probably stop there.
Is it going to leave Vegas, or will there be one more year?
I think it'll leave Vegas because that's what World Rugby want to do.
And not even wait another year? Where would they be next year?
The 4-year license is up.
Right, but
so
it was
United World Sports.
Maybe kick the can down the road, get one more year before Sam Boyd was knocked down?
Okay, so basically they've asked for expressions of interest from cities. Okay, that response apparently has been somewhat tepid. So if they don't get someone putting their hand up and saying, we want this tournament, they may have to go back with their tail between their legs and do it one more year in Vegas. The issue is Sam Boyd is getting demolished 2020 anyway. So something has to give. But, I wrote an article about it last week, and, my belief is this is a miscalculation by World Rugby, much as their 12-team World League thing. They're a couple of black eyes. I feel United World Sports have done a terrific job building this event, and for it to be taken away is a bit of a travesty. But I think what's getting lost in the whole thing is, where do the fans want to be? Where do the fans want to be? Some of the footage we got in Vegas will show the enjoyment they're having and people talking pointedly about why they prefer Vegas and why it should be Vegas.
Rugby is truly a blue-collar sport, and Vegas tends to be an inexpensive place for people to travel to, subsidize hotel rooms, and of course, when you look out there in the stands and you see those fans cheering when your team walks on that pitch in your homeland, it has a lot to say for us.
Been in Singapore. When it was in Scotland, I went to both Glasgow and Edinburgh. Dubai for the World Cup. Argentina, Mar del Plata for the World Cup.
Sure, so where does Vegas rate for you amongst all of those?
As a true Rugby Sevens event, only Hong Kong is better.
Only Hong Kong
is better.
And you mentioned United World Sports. Are they out of the mix if it goes to a different city?
Right now, World Rugby's tenders, my understanding are direct to cities and sports commissions, sports bureaus. So they're not looking for third-party promoters. They don't want a third-party promoter. They want to cut out the middleman. Yeah. They see this as commercially viable. So that's why they don't want United World Sports or anyone else in that position.
Money grab, keep all the money for themselves.
Well, what are they doing with that 12-team league and that fiasco, that social media disaster that they had when they announced that?
All right, well, that's a topic for another episode, and we are out of time, unfortunately. But I just wanted to salute both the men and women of Team USA in sevens because they're doing a great job. And Stephen, thank you for doing your work out in Vegas this past week.
You're welcome.
You're watching Rugby Wrap-Up!
On behalf of Mr. Steve Lewis, I'm Matt McCarthy at the Fantasy Sports Network studio in Midtown Manhattan, signing off.